Right, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Northwick. Hope everyone's had a good Christmas. I'm guessing by the time you see this will be between Christmas and New Year. So I am in our beef shed today. It might look a little bit different if you're a regular viewer because the calves are in here. So that's all part of today's video. We're going to have to bring our sheep in. Not because it's too wet, they could probably stay out until after Christmas, but they're due to be sheared very early in the new year, and we're not going to have time to get them in straight after New Year before shearing, because not everyone will be back at work. So we're going to bring them in now so they've got enough time in the shed to be dry for the shearers when they come. So we've kicked the calves out of their pens because they were in the sheep shed. They're now over here in the beef shed. See, they're not really big enough to feed over the barrier, so we sort of got to put plenty of hay down for them to put their creep on and stuff like that. They can reach the drinkers just about in the corners, but we might also put some big troughs down just to make sure they've all got access to water, because don't want them getting dehydrated. But these guys are all a bit curious as to what's going on, and we will crack on with what we've got to get done. So we've moved the calves, got to go and muck out all their pens now where they were, so the sheep have got fresh beds to come to. We've got to make sure all the water's working and everything, get it all set up back here today. We might bring in the science sheep this afternoon because their shed is empty, so it's pretty easy just to run them in. And then tomorrow the farm sheep, they're on the off ground. We're going to have to go away with a box or a couple of trailers to bring them back, so we might get the shed set up today, get them in tomorrow, but it'll all be in this video. So I'm going to leave these doors shut because at the minute the calves are quite good at escaping. We need to get ourselves some ratchet straps and put across the feeders, so we'll try and do that today as well. But we'll crack on with mucking out. So this is our new muck grab. I am yet to use this one yet, so this will be an experience. Much the same as the old one, but a bit bigger. Put the old pipes on, we'll go for a ride. We'll set up a time lapse. I don't really want to lose this camera in the muck. Second thoughts, we won't do a time lapse because my time lapse camera has no battery. Brilliant. Right. Anyway, I'm going to muck out and we'll catch up after that. How about that for a grab and muck? Oh, unbelievable. It is huge. Right, I only need a couple more grabs. I think that drinker in the corner there could be very handy, so we'll unplumb that one and probably take it down the beef shed in a minute. The sheep shed here's got little troughs for the sheep on the gates. I'll show you later on. Craig's gone to get the first sort of science sheep in, so we'll keep mucking out until he comes past with them, and then we'll give him a hand to get them in the shed. The first lot of sheep have arrived, acting as a bit of a barrier here with the old Manor 3. Craig will drive them down past. So the science sheep live down there in what's called the small ruminant facility. So there's like feed intake trials and that sort of thing going on down there. So these are the chosen farm ones. They're on the blue treatment, they got little blue ear tags. Go sheep, go! So Rex, our shepherd, is still off at the minute. He's had his hip replaced, so he won't be back till lambing time in the spring. So Craig has sort of taken on the role of shepherd, assisted by Suzanne and Andy, although they're not here today. So Bruce is giving him a hand. Rightio people, we've made it to lunchtime. I'm trying to show you in the dung bin here what it is I'm doing. So all the dry dung I've got coming in from where the calves were, I'm putting in a line there, and then taking a load of this sloppy stuff which came out of our beef midden, which has sort of started to soak into the bund I made here, and putting it on top so that if there's still any moisture in it, it can soak down in. Because when we clean out our little slurry pit we have behind our beef shed, we have to tip it in here, and of course this time of year, early winter, we haven't got any straw dung to mix it with until now. So what I'm doing is I'm sort of mixing stuff in with all that pool of slurry in there, and then putting it on top of the dry stuff so it can soak in as we're going, and then that'll get rid of all of this area to make more space for more dry dung when we end up having to clean out our dairy and our beef shed at some point after Christmas. So that's all of what's going on there. I've got a few more grab balls to get out, but I'm going to stop and have a sandwich. And yeah, we've got one more lot of sheep we're going to get in this afternoon, I think, and then set it all up to bring the main lot home tomorrow. Right guys, so the sheep shed is pretty well ready now. We've got it all bedded. I'm just starting to feed the sheep that we brought in already today, so it's a bit bright that way. I got here a bale from what we call our blue treatment. So you'll hear me say blue and green treatment all the time here with the sheep and the cattle. It's pretty simple. We have scientific animals on scientific trial here. Blue treatment is just a different type of grass. So this is a blue bale. It's made up of a lot of clover and legume based grasses within the sward. So that's a blue bale in the wagon at the moment. We've got a green bale, and green treatment is just permanent pasture. So that one's being milled up for the green sheep. Once we've fed that one out, we'll mill up this one for the blue sheep. It's absolutely cracking stuff. Beautiful silage. I know certainly on the cattle front last year, the blue animals, when they're housed, grow an awful lot quicker than the green ones. So all that extra protein you get with the clover and that obviously does its job. But whilst that's milling up, I'll just tidy this plastic away, tidy the net wrap away, and we'll go and feed it out. There it is, being milled up. I put it in with a shear grab and just cut it a bit before putting it in to speed up the chopping process. We'll let that chop for 5 minutes and then we'll go and feed it out. This is also really nice silage here. I baled this myself this year. It was the 28th of August, because I remember it. It was the day that Gus broke his leg. I was all excited to do a bit of filming with it at the drone, and obviously what with Gus breaking his leg, it was a bit of a bad day, so I didn't bother filming it in the end. But beautiful silage. The farm sheep, as we call them, the ones that aren't on green or blue treatment, they'll probably just have clamp 1 silage, which is this stuff, and that'll be alright for them. Last year we didn't make bales for the sheep. We put our silage, our second cut as we make for the sheep, into ag bags, and it just didn't work out really how we wanted it to. It was difficult to feed out off of our stone floor. You've got a lot of soil, plastic and stone in the mix, and it just wasn't ideal. So we've gone back to bales, which is fine because we've got our own baler, do it all ourselves. And right, we'll switch off the Manitou for a bit and we'll go and feed that out. Right, as you can see, we are rapidly losing daylight. It's about 4:30 now. I'm just letting the second bale mix up a bit. They need a bit of mixing because they don't like coming out the door of the wagon otherwise. But have a quick look here in the sheep house. It's all ready for sheeps. The calves are gone. There was one lot just here. Cleaned it all out. Got rid of all the hurdles that were in the way. All the water troughs are on the gates being sorted out and working. And yeah, so it's all ready for some sheep. Right, you'll see how we get on with our big move of the farm sheep tomorrow. There you are, some happy looking sheeps. It's not the easiest stuff to feed out because it was all lumpy. Probably need to let it chop for a bit longer, but Very sticky, very sweet silage. So there. Right, we'll turn the lights out for him and we'll see him in the morning. Home time. Right, day 2. The big sheep move is on. We've all just congregated up here on the off ground where the sheep are. Craig, Suzanne and Bruce are in the truck coming up beside us now. Phil's got the stock box with the decks on. I'm in the 6620 big boots. Lovely tractor this is. With the livestock trailer on the back. And the sheep, they don't even need rounding up. They're all just coming over anyway. But we got the Prattley stuff, so we'll make a pen. We'll load them up.
If you had Tom in there as well, they'd be going round and round bloody circles.
This is the one woman and a borrowed dog instead of one man and his dog. Oh no!
That's your bit again, Josh.
That's me! Well done, Bo. You want any more cord? Yeah.
Phil wants a bit.
Want me tight to the hedge?
Sort of where the cracks are, do you know what I mean? So we can split the hurdles in the middle.
Split the hurdles in the middle, okay. Oh, what a machine. Right, you'll have to forgive me because I've not got the right mounts. They're all in my tractor, all the window ones, so I'm making do with this, but my box is fully loaded. Sheep are amazing today, they just run up. It's not like cattle, they look at it and think, oh, I don't want to go in there. Sheep just think, yep, that looks good, I'll go in there. Nice one. So, I'm loaded, they're loading the smaller box we have that's got the decks on, so they can probably get about the same amount of sheep in it that I've got in this one. And then Phil will bring that back. I'll come up and get another load. When we get back to the yard, all we're doing is just letting them out in the handling pens for the time being, because there are some rams mixed in with them that have got to come out. But we'll do that once we've got them all home. Foot doing. Right. I have no idea how many are there, but there's 158 to bring home, plus a few rams. So we'll have to go out and get another load. So that's what we shall do. Sure he's hooked in, the pin gone through, the hooks are on there, better let myself back out. New calves looking happy. All where they should be, that's good. I just picked up the last of the sheep. I put the camera down for a minute because I had an issue with the brakes on the trailer. This trailer here's got hydraulic brakes, and I could hear one of them squealing about halfway home. It was stuck on, and when I got back and got underneath it, the ram was still extended from having my brakes on, and the spring that resets it when you take your foot off the brake had come off on one end, so I had to crack the nut on the oil pipe, drain the pressure out, tap the ram back in, put the spring back on, do it all back up again, and it has worked fine up here, so hopefully it'll work fine home. I'm assuming it's just the rough lanes that, you know, bounce it off. The spring isn't overly tight when he's got the brakes off, but problem solved. All the sheep are now on board. We'll go back and distribute them out into the shed. Right, we will start, whoa, if I can keep my feet, letting some sheep in the shed. It's all bedded up. Ready for them? Run one lot down, shut them in, do the same again.
What's smelling gassy down?
Something absolutely stinks down here. It's got powdered green feeders he's been trying to play with. Ideal. It's as easy as that, he says. What we will need to do is, I think you've all done it, all these need to be open so they can feed along the bottom. Come on, sheep. Come in. Yip, 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 yip. Another one. We will of course have to feed these once we finish running them about. They'll go on to some clamp silage. So the sheep that we brought in yesterday, they go on bale silage because their silage has to come from specific areas of the farm. Whereas these are farm sheep, so commercial. They can just have clamp silage. We've got 2 groups left outside to run in, so that is the next job. Bo is currently collecting the sheep for us. I've got a very soft tyre here. Distinct lack of wind in that one. We'll pump it up when we get back. The plan is, sheep will appear from that gateway. I will drive up in front of them. And we're running right into the handling and into the shed. And we've got one more group to get in, they're a bit easier. I'm ready to go yet. Well, I've seen sheep before and that's what they look like, so hopefully we're on to a winner. Well done, girls. The ram back there that is having none of this running lot. He's like, I will go at my own pace. Oh, now he's lost his mates, he thinks he better run. He can have a holiday now anyway. They're coming out. The sheep go in the shed. Right, we now have wind in the tyres. We'll go get the last group of sheep in, put everything in the shed. Right, here come the last group. Put them all in the shed then. Chuck a bit of feed in front of them. And split the rams out, chuck them in a field. And that'll be all the ewes housed. Sorry, sheep. Sheep.
What you get here?
in the region of 330. All the rams are now in a field all together, so I think there's 25 of them, all down there. So I'm just going to feed them some silage, keep them going. We want to try and sort it so that we feed them Christmas Eve, so we don't have to feed them Christmas Day. But today is Tuesday, Christmas is Saturday, so we'll just we'll stick a ton of grub in front of them and see how they go. I think turn on some lights. Then we've got to feed the calves, and we'll be getting there. There you have it, guys. That is everything that we're going to house this winter, now in a shed somewhere. Everything's been fed. We need to figure out quite how much these are going to eat every day, because I think I've slightly underfed them, but it's 5 o'clock now. They'll be fed again at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so they've got enough for the night. Thank you very much for watching. As I said at the beginning, I think this will probably come out between Christmas and New Year, so I hope everyone's had a fantastic Christmas and looking forward to the New Year's celebrations. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please think about subscribing. It is completely free, does not cost you a penny. If you want to follow me on any more social media platforms, the links will be in the description. They'll be on the bottom of the screen now as well. You can see what goes on here at Northwick on a daily basis. And other than that, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio.